What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're playing F1 2020 once again. We're doing an online video, and that is simply because I was at the beach today. I ran out of time to make a video. It's literally this or nothing, so I chose to go with the online video, but this is a good one nonetheless. This is a set of two races where we start at the back and we go full aggro on a lobby of random people. If you want to get involved in these lobbies, then make sure you follow me on Twitter, and I will tweet when I go online and we can have some races and stuff. Also, if you got a spare moment, follow me on Instagram if you like. I'm nearly at 50,000 followers over on there. If you could, that would mean a lot. But anyway, here we are for the US Grand Prix, starting from last place. In this race, I had a really good setup, and I felt like bloody Superman. It was ridiculous. I had so much grip in this thing, so watch out. We go on the aggressive right from the start. 5 red lights. Not even 5 red lights, and we're off. We've jumped the gun in this US Grand Prix, and yeah, I can't believe that happened. I thought I saw something in the corner of my eye. My finger slipped as well. All of the excuses. We've jumped the start, and so we have to serve a drive-through penalty in this US Grand Prix. But we're going to see if we can get some track position. It's been very feisty right from the outset, having to dodge many drivers either going slowly or just falling off the racetrack themselves. So, yeah, it's just the nature of how we started. It's been very frenetic, and just with everyone going slowly and cutting through a lot of cars, it's meant that I've been very energized. I just want to like be aggressive in this race. I had a calm mind, but yeah, I was just going kind of nutso after turn 1. So yeah, that's the scenario. Got to serve a drive-through penalty. We'll lose about 10 seconds or so in the pit lane, but we'll see if we can get to a good result in this race nonetheless. A bit of a corner cut there. It literally doesn't matter because we're pitting in a lap's time or 2 laps time, plus regular corner cutting. Didn't even get a warning for that, so that's allowed from the game. Racing Point has been spun out behind us. We're already in P6, so yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. The low speed rotation that I had with this setup was insane. It was almost like I was just dancing around cars on a different difficulty. Obviously, I think a lot of these guys running default setup maybe, which makes a massive difference on this year's game. I've never seen setups make such a difference. I think it might be up to a second's difference maybe. Maybe slightly more. I don't know, but it just felt like this car was alive. I was able to rotate the car so much. Anyway, lap 2. It's been a decent start. I mean, sorry, if you exclude the jump start and the drive-through, it's been an amazing start. A start that was too good. As we slide up the inside of the AlphaTauri and onto the podium now, but we have a drive-through looming. So I guess my reasoning, my thought process behind taking the drive, I'm going to take the drive-through late. That's what I'm going to do. The reason why I'm going to do that is because I've got clear air now, and hopefully I can kind of overcut everyone, overcut the traffic. If I pit now and rejoin in some traffic, it's going to make life a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to run at a good pace. I'm going to hopefully set a couple purple laps if I can. I think I might need to serve the drive-through on this lap, and yeah, here we go. Into the lane we go. Despite slowing down for the pit lane, we were only 2/10 shy of beating our previous purple lap. Anyway, through the drive-through, pit lane, penalty situation. That wasn't fun. That was not fun at all. P3 down to P7. Thankfully, there's a big old field spread, and we got a fast car today. So let's see if we can cut our way back through the traffic. Now, ultimately, for position. So let's do this. Sector 1. We seem to have mammoths amount of time over those around us. Even with the dirty air and the understeer that I'm getting just there, still making massive inroads on the cars around me. But now we've got to have our thinking brain on here. We could go for a dive bomb into this left-hander, but with age comes experience and a level head. We wait for the DRS. We had a nice punchy exit out of the hairpin, and we set ourselves up nicely to make a nice, safe, comfortable overtake into P6. Thank you very much. Late under brakes. Oh, okay, that scared me for a second there. I wasn't expecting that. But anyway, into hyperdrive mode as we try and catch up to the AlphaTauri the second time in this Grand Prix. Hello, Max. He's obviously being demoted to AlphaTauri after clearly being cheating in the Red Bull. But yeah, P5. We're going to see if we can get on the podium, potentially. Those two guys only 2 seconds up the road, and I feel like we just got so much pace in this Grand Prix, I don't think anything can really stop us. So I think we're going to ride on board for the rest of this lap, and you guys can really see what the pace is like in this car through the fast S section of the first sector, a 10th and a half up on our previous best. This is essentially going to be a qualifying lap right up until we catch up to the next two, who are squabbling massively. People corner cutting, people extending off the racetrack. It's all over the place for these two, and they've cost each other so much time that I think now we might potentially be able to get both of them on this back straight. So here we go. DRS is open, overtake flowing to the inside. It's 3 wide down here, and we're going to see if we can be last of the late breakers. We are, and that's actually a pretty safe move into P3. Thank you very much, Kota. It's been fun, and I'm going to peace out with my podium. The only man in this race to make a pit stop. Well, technically a pit stop. We went through the pit lane. We were one of very few to make it through the pit lane, and we're only 17 seconds off the race winner. Could have been a very tasty one if we didn't have the drive-through and have to find our way back through the traffic. We could have maybe gone from last to first. But we're going to do another race after this one, and we're going to see if we can do just that. Across the line, 31.7, 6 tenths better than our previous best, and 17 seconds off the lead. Boom. Okay, that's Kota. The setup that I had for this track, it felt so good for this circuit. It just felt so dialed in, and I was able to rotate really nicely into the low-speed corners that I decided going into Brazil that I was just going to run the USA setup here. Didn't work quite as well, but my logic was that if it works really well at Kota, maybe it's just we found something magical with that setup, and we'll be able to have that amazing rotation here. Not quite the case, but it was still decent nonetheless. Again, we're going to start towards the back. Disqualified ourselves off the one-shot qualifying lap. 5 red lights, and we're going to see if we can go from last to first cleanly this time. We've already started off on the right foot. We haven't got a drive-through for a jump start, so that's infinitely a better race already as we get hit into turn 1. Cars skedaddling left, right, and center. I've done absolutely nothing except take a clean turn 1, and I've gone from P16 to, wait for it, P6, maybe P5, as we can see, creepy old man in the Red Bull going slowly. He's ghosted out here. It's Casper, the creepy old man. Nice. Christian Horner, I hope you're happy with your signing. Up the inside of our teammate, and we are in the top 4. Like, how the hell has this happened? So, there we go. I love online lobbies sometimes, when it all just clicks. You guys only see the good race. For the most part, I have had like lots of really good races online on F1 2020. More often than not, the races do turn out really well, but if I have crap ones, more often than not, you don't see it. But, yeah, we just seem to have a golden run of races on this game. I'm going to do another video maybe tomorrow, online 50% against XMatty G, Alex Gillen, Lee Mather, the head studio director for Codemasters. Basically a lot of big boys, and you guys will hopefully see that video tomorrow. It's a 50% race, and it's going to be pretty darn tasty, to say the least. But back to this race, and again, we're going to go up the inside of the AlphaTauri. He runs in a little bit deep, so compromised his exit by doing so, trying to hold on to track position. It's going to be his undoing here as we get up the inside pretty easily there into the double right-hander, and we are now onto the podium here in Brazil. I love this track, but for recent years, I've somehow lost the flow, lost the rhythm and my competitiveness what I used to have on the old gen F1 games. I feel like I've got it back a little bit. I'm not as... for a couple of years there, I wasn't as good for the middle sector, but now I'm... Why am I talking about this? Anyway, you don't need to know about that. But what you do need to know about is that we're in the slipstream of the Alfa Romeo. We're going to not use overtake here. I'm going to be strategic with that. I think we're going to set a purple lap here. We do. But I let Sanchez here use and expel his overtake so that he's going to be a little bit more vulnerable, a bit deeper into this Grand Prix. I'm in no rush to overtake him. The race leader isn't exactly getting away in the racing point, so we can just afford to chill out a little bit. My engine actually is starting to overheat. It was about 130 odd degrees, so we're going to run in standard and lean through the middle sector to hopefully cool that down, and then we'll have some beastly straight line speed on the start-finish straight starting the next lap. And if anything, I can see that Sanchez is actually catching the race leader, so no need to rush into things and hold him up and give us less of a chance of winning. You can see Sanchez is under pressure here, so he goes to that little gap there on the race leader, gives the Racing Point a bit of a touch up there. We're going to go all the way around the outside into Zhongxiao, and it is P2. As long as we can hold on to this and don't get taken out, job done. Next up, we've got the race leader, who has got a poor run out of the final corner, the proper final corner, as I know it to be. Open the DRS, overtake is flowing, and now we're going to steal the lead of this race if we can outbrake him here in the turn one. He holds the inside, positions his car very well. Fair play to the Racing Point driver. But again, we're going to get a double shot of DRS here, not opting for overtake. So we're just testing the waters, and we're going to see if this guy is going to expel overtake and make himself a little bit vulnerable later on. We've still got another lap after this one, so we'll just set up the move on this lap potentially, and then go ham from the next one. We've got enough battery to do so, 20%. It's not the greatest amount in the world, but through this middle sector, we can recover a little bit. So here we go. He looks a little bit weak in the middle sector. We could go up the inside here, and I think we might. He goes in really deep, compromises his exit, and now we're going to go around the outside of this guy too. It's not quite as desperate and as bravado as the last lap, but we get the move done, and we are into the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Now, the focus shifts on trying to break away, using overtake, getting outside of 1 second if we can. It looks like we've just about done so, as Sanchez is now fighting away with the Racing Point driver, and this should be victory for us. So 2 races in a row, both last place. One race was how not to do it, that being the US Grand Prix, getting the drive-through, being maybe a little bit too aggressive on the opening few laps. But here at Brazil, we've been patient, we've been measured, we haven't got the drive-through, we haven't barged other people out the way, and we're going to take the victory here on F1 2020, setting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix along the way. There we go. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more racing game content. I really do enjoy doing the online side of things, so get ready, because we're going to do more of this alongside the career mode series, which will continue to hopefully be a daily occurrence. Again, apologies about the career mode not coming out today. There wasn't much I could do about it. I went away yesterday and I decided to stay overnight, and just ran out of time. I didn't get home in time today to really get out a video. Career mode takes a long time to make, but hopefully it'll be back tomorrow. Good race. Can't wait to start my ranked series very, very soon. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I'll see you guys for a brand new video very soon.